New song every week? Then subscribe now.
Welcome to Video Gan. I'm Gururaj here. I'm an English teacher. English is a passion for me. I love the language, and today I'm here with you to teach English. Well, what is English? You all know it is a language. What's the language then? A language is a tool or a media through which we convey our expressions, our ideas, our thoughts. Well, so are other languages. What is special about English? Why should we learn English? Is English an old language? Let me tell you, my friends, English is not at all an old language. It is relatively a new language. When did it take birth? It took birth in the 5th century, to be precise, in 449 AD. What did people speak before that? Well, in England, there lived tribal people by name Celtic, and then those people spoke a language called Celtic. Well, during that period, there was an invasion from West German people. They invaded England, conquered England, and after having conquered, they took hold of this language called Celtic and added German words to it. And this came to be known as Old English, and that is how English was born. Later, around the 13th century, more words were added to this language. For instance, Latin, Greek, and from other languages of the world, words were added, and around this time it was referred to as Middle English. And English grew like that, and by around 16th century, it became popular all over the world and came to be known as Modern English. And there came a very important person in the English history, that was Shakespeare. Shakespeare himself has given about 2000 words to English, and English became famous all over the world. Now, this is briefly the evolution of English. Now, English is a very vibrant, living language and a very recipient language. It has taken words from all the languages of the world: Italian, Spanish, French, Sanskrit, and yes, German already, and then Arabic, African, and even Sanskrit. That's fine. Now, why should we learn English? English is an international language. It is spoken all over the world. About 375 million people in the world have English as the first language. About 450 million people have this as the second language. And an estimate says that every 7th man in the world knows something about English. This is the popularity of English. And now it is known as the lingua franca of the world. What does it mean? It means a language you use for your transaction, but it's not your mother tongue or the regional language. You use another language for communication. This is known as lingua franca, and English is a lingua franca of the world. This is a brief introduction about English, and in the next session I shall talk about more about English.